Well, we've been gone for a while, but we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Now, I've been out of the country for the last week and a half on the other side of the world in Africa. That's right, my mom and I flew out to Nairobi, Kenya. We went out to the Masai Mara National Preserve, meeting the people out there. Amazing, amazing time. We saw all the wildlife as well. We rode in a hot air balloon. We actually saw 2 leopards over Eastern Africa from about 1,000 feet up in an inflatable balloon. Very cool experience, would recommend. We saw lions, we saw elephants, we saw hippos. Amazing time. We're back here in Utah where it's snowing. It was 85 degrees and sunny out in Kenya. But the A12 Superfast, big project. Wide body Supra, big project. We got the M2 as well. But today, the Ram TRX, finally, I've owned this truck for a long time. I actually bought it in Alaska. My mom and I flew up there. We drove it up to Dead Horse, Alaska. Every single year since my dad passed away, I always want to go on a cool, memorable trip with my mom. This year was Africa, Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. Amazing time. The Ram TRX today is getting a makeover. Now, when I say we're doing lots and lots, the Ram TRX is getting a new breathing apparatus. We're getting performance upgrades. We got strength upgrades, and we have illumination upgrades as well. Unfortunately, we are being lambasted by Snowflake, so I'm gonna try not to act like Snowflake, and let's unbox. Now, this is very important to note. We can continue to breathe easy. Our engine and warranty are protected. We got the cold air intake from S&B. We're talking an extra 23 horsepower, and our airflow efficiency increased by 30%. And of course, the other added bonus, I guess you might say the real reason we're doing it, the supercharger wine, when this thing is installed, yes sir, it is way too cold to be doing this outside. All right, look at this, yes sir. This is a little pre-rev. Well, if you've watched the channel for a while, you already know this, but if you're new to the channel, this is not a how-to channel. This is the first time I've ever installed a cold air intake on a Ram TRX. One of the funniest features about the TRX, you got the T-Rex eating the Raptor. This, unfortunately, gets removed and it doesn't go back on.
Now, step 1, we got to remove the factory intake, and now I got to climb up into the engine bay to remove the intake tube. This is hard on the joints, climbing up, jumping down, climbing up, jumping down. Usually with the supercars, you have no room. With the TRX, the accessibility is rather difficult. Intake tube has been removed. One thing I love about this cold air intake, it uses a lot of the factory brackets and a lot of the factory hardware. And now we simply just transfer the brackets to the new air intake. The fit and finish on this kit is very impressive. It feels OEM. Now, the air filter of choice, I went with the dry extendable. I live in Utah. The driving conditions are very dusty and very dry. As this air filter gets dirty, I can just clean it out with compressed air. And now the final step is this cool little glass engine cover to display the air filter. I dig it.
Just so we get the maximum sound effects, we're gonna pop it into sport mode. We're gonna roll down the windows as well. Cold air intake. Oh, what? That's actually a lot better than I imagined. And for full effect, we gotta open up the engine bay. That's insane. The supercharger whine is so much more whiny. I'm not sure what the adjective is for a supercharger whine, but it's significant. That's crazy. I'm truly blown away by this new cold air intake, no pun intended. I'm gonna try to climb up here. It's very, very icy and I do not want to die. But check this out. You get like a little display case, a little showroom for your air filter. Very nice, very, very nice. Honestly, this looks so much better than the factory engine cover. This is just a bunch of junky plastic. The sound is incredible. I paid about $700 for the cold air intake. I did not get it sponsored. I paid for it out of my own pocket, my own dime. I dig it. 23 extra horsepower as well. We're gonna drive it later on in today's video. It's a little icy, a little slippery. We got more mods as well. But this thing, this is sick. For perspective, this is the junky engine cover you get OEM from Ram. This thing is garbage. Ooh. If you wanted to buy my stock engine cover for the TRX, apologies. It's crazy. So different. It's really started snowing here in Utah. We're getting good accumulation and the wind chill is very chilly. We gotta unbox. I know you're asking yourself, why am I unboxing outside? The echo is so bad in that garage that it's impossible to film. I built my dream garage And I can't, it's blissful out though. Yeah. Living in Florida or California right now seems kind of sort of boring. As I mentioned in the last video, this is not the knockoff stuff. This is the real deal, built in America. I think the bumper is frozen in place. It's so windy out here. I'm not gonna call this a failure per se, but the bumper is frozen to like the insulation foam. I can't get it out. I gotta take it in the garage, let it thaw out, and I don't know. And by the way, it's a new bumper for the TRX. 48 hours ago, I was photographing lions in the Masai Mara in Kenya. I can't tell what this is, and it is packed. Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the front bumper. It is beautiful here. Absolutely gorgeous. Whew. Yep, winter finally arrived. A couple months later. Okay, let's chuck this thing back inside. And you guys wonder why I can't keep my garage floors clean. Also, there's epoxy when your feet are wet. It's very, very, very slippy. So we got the rear bumper and we got the front bumper. We got light bars galore as well. So yes, the OEM bumper, front and back, is getting replaced. Now step one, we gotta remove the factory bumper. Well, the lower skid plate is removed. It's hard to describe how bad my ears are ringing from the echo, the power tools. It just reverberates through. Also, I am comprising a small collection of junk.
Now the hardest part about removing this front bumper is the wiring harness. It's in a very difficult spot. It's a big old honking wiring harness, and it's got a bunch of tiny little clips you can't really see. Accessibility is very, very poorly. But once you disconnect that, then it's just a couple bigger bolts. Remove those, and front bumper, she gone.
Yes, sir. Oh, she's heavy. The TRX has got to lose some weight. This OEM bumper, I gotta figure out what this thing weighs. I'm very curious to figure out exactly what this bumper weighs. I weigh 177.8. And me plus the bumper, 246 pounds. Well, 246 minus 178, 68 pounds for the OEM bumper. Well, the next step, we gotta remove the factory wiring harness from the OEM bumper, and we're gonna transfer this over to the new bumper, and luckily, we got a dream team now.
Dream team.
Yes. Yeah. Twice the muscle.
Twice the muscle.
Equals 4 times the work.
Wow.
So I'm gonna work on this side, Sophie's gonna work on that side. Well, the next step, and after we do this, there's officially no going back. We gotta cut off this bracket right here and this bracket here. Our tool of choice is gonna be the angle grinder, and of course, safety, always safety. One bracket, 2 brackets, 3 brackets, and 4 brackets. I also want to give a shout out to Sophia. Thank you for the hoodie loan. I've never looked better.
Yeah,
it fits snugly.
Nice.
I got a bit of a muffin top. Yeah, we got to cut weight. 178, that's a lot. 178, we got to slice and dice.
Give me the camera.
No.
You look so ridiculous. Yeah.
I was just using the angle grinder. You should be.
These gotta come down. There you go.
There we go. Okay, do I look better? And of course, anytime you cut any kind of metal, we do not want it to rust. So we're just gonna paint on over it. Whoever sprayed this foam had the time of their lives. Getting this thing out is kind of sort of gross. Exactly what we're doing next, I can't say for certain. However, we got a whole lot of lights, and we are gonna light up the Utah sky. Check this baby out. Ooh, that's nice looking. My experience working with electrical is basically abysmal. Basically, it doesn't exist, but check this baby out. So effective, we got 4 of these, and they're gonna pop in kind of like so.
Now each rigid light has its own bracket. You mount the light to the bracket, and then the bracket you mount it to the bumper. Now we're gonna have way too many lights, which is a good thing. That's what we want. you can never have too many lights. Let's be honest, the functionality is important. We definitely want to light up the sky on the trails, but the look is kind of sort of where it's at. This bumper weighs a fortune. I should have put it on the scale. It definitely weighs more than the OEM setup, especially with the lights, probably an additional 10, 15 pounds, give or take. Now we're using the jack as leverage just to get the bumper up on into place, and then using the hardware, we can mount it to the truck.
You guys have no idea. That's heavy. Yeah, hydrate yourself. This thing is so crazy heavy. It is held on by this one bolt right now, so we obviously got to do a lot of the hardware, but goodness, that thing looks sick.
I think it looks amazing.
It looks amazing. What? TRX Transformation Day.
Aggressive.
Just a little bit of persuasion, and the rear bumper fully removed. Good morning. Now, just like the front bumper, we got to transfer all the wiring harnesses, all the lights, the hitch mechanism, as well as the license plate lights to the new bumper. So I already pulled out the wiring harness right here, and then we have this little hitch mechanism, a couple clips there. We got lights here for the license plate too. Well, I kind of sort of loosely forgot to film any of it whatsoever, but effectively we took all the old stuff from the OEM bumper, put it on the new bumper. So we have the electrical connection here for the hitch. We have the license plate lights, you can see right there and right there. We have, of course, the new light bars there and there. I guess they're more like spotlights. We have the OEM wiring harness there, and then Sophia has been working around the clock cleaning up foam.
There's so much foam.
It is such a mess, but wow, trash cans are full. We got recycling for days and days and days. Look at this, we're stockpiled.
We need like 10 days of recycling to come.
We got more trash, oh goodness. This garage is nothing short of a disaster. Well, final steps are inbound. We just got to mount up the license plate and we are locked and loaded. New bumper, that's so sick. Now, if there's anybody who is looking for stock Ram TRX parts, I got bumpers, rear and front. I don't have a wiring harness. I got an air intake as well. Let me know if you want them. You can have them for pennies on the dollar. We're going down to the back. I see what you did there.
We're about to get crushed.
I almost lost my noggin right there. Sophia saved the day. And the TRX parts go to the back cave to die. These new bumpers just turned out so sick. I love the back bumper, but the front bumper especially. Those 4 lights right up front, it just gives the truck such an aggressive feel. That view in your rear view mirror, yes sir. Now I promise you guys, the cold air intake, an extra 23 horsepower, which is a 3% power gain. We're gonna take the truck to Mexico and see how she goes. Now, not only are we testing the new cold air intake, but we're also testing our work.
Oh yeah.
Will the bumpers fall off? Will the front bumper fall off and will we drive right on over it? I am praying not. We tightened it. We torqued it. I torqued it, right? Did you torque it or did I?
You did it.
Let's hope and pray.
Fault.
Yeah. All right, if we lose the front bumper, we're just gonna end the video. Now, to fully understand the power ramifications of 23 extra horsepower, there is a scientific method to the madness. However, we also added new bumpers that probably weigh a lot more, so our power to weight ratio, I'm guessing, is effectively the same. We're gonna roll the windows down just so you can hear the supercharger whine. We're gonna push this button that says launch. That's right, this is a Ram TRX with launch control. Apply full throttle. Okay, jeez. This thing accelerates like a freight train. I'm not gonna say the cold air intake that I can actually feel the difference, but it's gotta be there. This is by far and away the best truck money can buy. I love this Ram TRX so much. Now the real question is, in the comments below, what do we do for more power upgrades? Because, you know, 725 horsepower is just not enough. We need more. We could go twin turbo. We could upgrade the supercharger kit. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I love the sound of the supercharger in a Hellcat, but a twin turbo Hellcat would be quite extraordinary. Well, there you guys have it, the new and improved Ram TRX. We got new bumpers, we got new light bars, and that cold air intake. Now, what upgrades should we do to the TRX? Let me know in the comments below. We're finally back. I know I was gone for a very, very long time. I was out in Africa. We're back, we're better than ever. On that bombshell, today's video is over.